Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You hear me talk about 401ks every day on my radio show. Why? Because it's such a disservice. 89 million Americans have a 401k. There's 638,000 plans. And the father of the 401k, Ted Brenner, even admitted they're a scam. He doesn't endorse them anymore because of the ridiculous fees. You got to get away from those fees. Remember, every 1% fee, they take 30% of your retirement money. The average fund is 2.5%. 60% of the money is going to be gone when you're ready to retire. You don't need to do that. There's an alternative. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Seek out the alternative. Give yourself a break. philsgang.com. Sign up today.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Do you invest in a 401k or an IRA? Did you know you could lose 30, 40, even 50% of your investments when the market crashes? Isn't it time you take control of your investments? For over 15 years, philsgang.com's Phil Grandy has been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members, making profits when the market is up or down. philsgang.com posts daily market updates, has a live investing class, and all material is archived. Sounds too good to be true, right? So why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Do you invest in a 401k or an IRA? Did you know you could lose 30, 40, even 50% of your investments when the market crashes? It's time you take control of your investments. For over 15 years, philsgang.com's Phil Grandy has been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members, making profits when the market is up or down. philsgang.com posts daily market updates, has a live investing class, and all material is archived. Sounds too good to be true? Why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
philsgang.com.
Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que St. Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. they pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
When you hear $39 billion net came back into equities, that's not a function of people saying, ooh, this will be great for steel companies because XYZ.
And the
this
backup
is just
in yields
buying
is because
money that came out.
The backup in yields is because Trump is, regardless
it
of
began
Trump
before the
Hillary.
election. It began before the election.
And the biggest, the 55 bip backup in rates began before the election. The biggest ever
it's an
move.
acceleration of a pre-existing trend.
Josh, please, come on.
That's a decoupling.
Come on, it's because Trump has inflationary policies.
Stop. Those are jibber jabbers. And that's why you can't make money in the stock market. When you listen to these people on CNBC or Fox or any of these programs, you can't make money. These are dopes, okay? These people make it so complicated to try to make money in the stock market. They're trying to impress you every minute of the day. They know something you don't know. It is so easy to make money in the market if you just make it simple. And it can be made simple. People think it's complicated, that they have to know about market caps and trailing PE ratios and price this. You don't need to know any of that. They always argue about what's making a stock go up, what makes a stock go down. It's simple. If the big guys don't buy the stock, the institutions, it doesn't go up. If the banks aren't going up, the market's not going to go anywhere. You got to have the bank stocks leading the market. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. Today is open line. Every Friday we're going to start opening lines, especially now. People are a little confused about stocks because we've had this tremendous Trump rally. You heard these dopes talking about it. They're all over the place. It's very simple, this Trump rally. I'll explain what it's about. Let me give you my number, 855-745-7445, 855-745-7445. We'll put you up, and I'll put your stock on my color-coded chart, and I'll take a look at it for you, and we hope to help you. And if it works, just send some money to St. Jude. So here's the number again, 855-745-7445. Okay, let's get started. First of all, my commentary today is one thing that Trump promised is to get rid of regulations. That's a great thing. And what he said is he's going to ask Congress to establish a federal regulatory budget, which means that a maximum total regulatory burden that government could impose on the economy or this regulatory budget would be established, whenever an agency plans to add a new regulation that would exceed the budget, it would be required to repeal or modify some other regulation so that the total burden imposed on the economy by federal regulation would not be increased. We need this. We need this so badly. You know, these people are protesting. I don't get it. I don't get these protesters. They to me, they make no sense. Why don't they protest something that's important? Something important. Listen to this.
And a whole lot of people at this protest, many Latino, are saying they now fear that relatives could be deported. Here's Lily. Lily, your sign tonight says...
Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. If we don't fight, who's going to fight for us? People had to die for the freedom where we're at today. We can't just do rallies. We have to fight back. There will be casualties on both sides. There will be, because people have to die to make a change in this world.
What a bunch of dopes. These people didn't even vote. How stupid, these people. If you're going to protest, protest something that's important. And here's what I don't understand. I don't understand, why is it that the college-educated person, why wasn't there protests all through Obama's administration? Why weren't they gathering people and protesting? These are the folks who receive $25,000 in benefits, Medicare, all this sort of thing, but they pay $54,000 in taxes. But the illegal household, the illegal person, he comes in, he gets $35,000 in benefits, and he only contributes $10,000. I think that's quite a protest right there, don't you? That's what I think. Okay, we'll take some calls. I mean, to me, this is absolutely insane. Okay, we got Dave, we got Jim, and we got Sam. We'll start out with Dave. Dave, how are you, Dave?
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. Hey, just wondering what your feeling is on the gold and silver market right now. Has things have kind of settled out now, if they're going to stay sideways? Silver looks like it might go down a little bit more, but chart's kind of showing it might head up again.
Great question, because here's what's going on. Matter of fact, a year ago this month, we started to buy gold. Nobody wanted gold mining stocks. They were terrible. Nobody wanted them. So we got in and we started, and it took a while before we got them going, but after about a month and a half, 2 months, they finally ran, and they finally took off, and some of those stocks went up over 100% for us. But here's why. The dollar went down. You got to get the dollar to go back down. Now, I believe the dollar's going to go down. I think gold is going to do well. But the dollar right now has been so hyped because of this turn of events in the election that everybody feels that, oh boy, look at this. Trump, his policy is going to be fiscal rather than the monetary policy of Obama, which means that his programs are inflationary. So what's happening is everybody started to go in and start to buy the dollar. Why? Because the 10-year Treasury, when you see the yield of the 10-year Treasury go up, that's a signal to Europeans. They say, oh, wow, look at this, United States, the economy is really going to be doing good. They come over here and they start buying dollars because they can't buy stocks with euros, and that's what sends this dollar up. So there's such a demand for dollars now. If anything, it's a short right now. But I think in the next couple of months, it'll turn around and be a buy. But I would not be a buyer of any metal right now, but be shorting it. And that's what we were doing here at the gang.
Okay, that sounds like what I need to know. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Yeah, don't get caught with right now. We've been doing very well with shorting, and on my chart right now, GDX is still red. Okay, and next we got Jim. How are you, Jim?
I'm doing fine. Listen, I don't know what to do with Valero. A while back, you said it was time to get out, and then I sold half my position, but I still have some left.
Okay, so you still have Valero. Okay, where did you get into Valero? You remember the price?
I really
okay,
forget.
it doesn't really matter. Okay, here's what's going on with Valero. Valero right now has had a good run. I don't know how many shares you have left, but right now you're in a very, very tough resistance, and these stocks, okay, are going to start getting hit again because of the strong dollar. I'd be taking a lot of my profit right now, or at least half. Right now it's trading around $65.
Yeah.
So I would take half off. And if it started,
I think I got into it around 50, so I did quite well. I got out at I think 57.
Okay, I'd be taking some. I would take some profits
go.
right now. Take some profits right now. We're going into a hard break. I'll be right back after the break if you want to hang on, and then also we'll take Sam.
Thanks a lot, Phil.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. Phil Grandy is a career businessman who's also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market. You get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Welcome back. Looking for insights and investing information? Join Phil Grandy and become a Phil's Gang member today. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
We've been stuck in a rut. I mean, if you go back to July of 2015, we were 2,100. So now we're at 2180. It's not like we've had a massive rally. We've broken out of this, just this basic trading range. And I think, to your point, we can go higher. A lot's got to go right, but I think
that's my point. A lot has to. The market has already assumed everything's going to go right.
No,
that rates are going to be good. That part of Dodd-Frank may be pulled back. That there's going to be a huge infrastructure package.
But that's my point.
That there's not going to be a trade war.
My God, that's why you can't make money in the stock market. That's why I use charts. That's why I just follow the money. We'll take Sam. Sam, how are you, Sam?
Yes, sir.
How are you? Oh, Sam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, very good, Sam. Okay, you're looking at Boeing?
Yes.
Did you buy it yet?
Well, sir, I work for the Boeing, and I feel like a very just a turbulent time. I kind of very concerned about it, and because majority of my retirement pretty much in it.
Okay, so you're Boeing.
That's correct.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, let's take a look at Boeing right now. And forget that you work for. Don't be so. Yeah, because sometimes you get too close to a stock, especially when you're working for the company. So let's pull the stock back. We'll look at our chart right now. Boeing has had a very good run, and it's had a good run from a lot of buying came in from around $130 to $150. It's now about $146. So she's had a good run, and that's about a percentage of about 15%. So it's getting tired here. There's a real area of a lot of sellers at 150. A lot of selling up there. Every time it gets there, it starts breaking down. So if it can break out above 154, 155, then it's going to keep going. But this is the real test right here. If I had somebody in this stock, if it was my own stock, I'd be taking profits now. Not all of them, but if I saw money was coming out and it dropped below $138, I would have concern then. If it breaks above $154, then I'd be comfortable. So it's right at that tough point. I'd be taking profits right now, not all. See if it can break out above $154. If it doesn't, she drops below 138, then I take even more off.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. You're welcome. And we have Lloyd. Hi, Lloyd.
Hi, Phil. How you guys doing today?
Good. Oil sector.
Yeah. I was just curious, since it went up and then now it's been going down a little bit, then what would be a good time to look for again? In the generalities in the market that would help make it up other than consumption. And I thought maybe Trump's plan, getting businesses going again would make us use more oil and so forth.
Yeah, and here's what happened with oil. Oil, again, when oil got hit real hard, and then we thought, okay, she started coming back because there were so many bankruptcies in oil that we thought that, okay, now there's going to be more oil out there, and because not going to have not going to be that much production. Well, we failed to realize or we did realize, I should say, the oil industry, we have different kind of bankruptcy laws than everybody else. So to our surprise, we're seeing a lot of the banks, banks are lending to bankrupt oil companies. So their inventory started to increase, and then the oil stopped right around that 45 area, and it's been really, really tough. Here's what I would, though. Here's what I think will happen. You're on the right track. If I believe it will be the oil, the refiners, that's where the money's going to be. And you're right. If this economy starts moving, we need oil to move it. And I'd rather be in the refiners rather than in like a BP or an Exxon. One great stock is Schlumberger. That's always a wonderful stock. It's one of the 5 stocks that we're in all the time. Schlumberger. So I would follow that if I were you.
Okay, and let's see, is that the same thing going for the natural gas like UNG?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, UNG, you could go with UNG here. Let me put up UNG right now in the charts. UNG right now. UNG. Okay, just put.
Because I keep looking at that like on a 1 and 2 year chart, and it's been kind of going down.
Yeah, now here it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. But here's what's good though. It's starting to form what we call higher lows. The low is around 570. She came back up. She came back down and she held 630. She rallied up and now she's holding 690. So as long as you keep getting these higher lows, then that's very positive. So I would not invest in these stocks until it started to break out right around. If I could get out around $8.40, $8.45, that's when I would start taking a look at it. But I'd wait till it got up to about $8.45, then I start taking a look at it.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, all right, very good.
Well,
I think they're all going to come back. Trump, all he's got to do is get the economy up to he's just got to get the economy up to 3%. We're so used to this terrible 1.5, 1.8. If he gets the GDP to 3%, which I know he will, oil will come back. Okay.
And then it appears so. All of these. Since we're in this, but you said the other day you still think that this is like a suckers rally, and
absolutely,
we're going to come down 10 to 20%.
Absolutely. This whole rally, we only went up 4 or 5%, and there's nothing underneath it. The market's already been up. The market is up about 50-60% higher than it should be to begin with. We had a 180% rally in this market from the year 2009. And it's not because companies were doing well. It was a trick. All they did, the Federal Reserve went to the banks that were busted in 2009 and said, here's what we're going to do. You lead the market. So we're going to exchange with you. We'll take all your bad mortgages, all your bad bonds, and we'll exchange with you. We'll print money and give it to you. Then you go in and prop your stocks up. And when your stocks go up, we'll take the savers, cut their savings rate from 5% down to 0, and then we'll loan all these companies money at 0. They'll take their money, and then they'll buy their own stock. And that's what we've had since 2009.
Right.
Nobody's making profits anymore.
Right. Well, how come these coal stocks too that got beat up because of
Okay, I have to take a break. If you want to hold over, I'll talk to you right after the break. We'll be right back. 28 past the hour here on Phil's Gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You hear me talk about 401ks every day on my radio show. Why? Because it's such a disservice. 89 million Americans have a 401k. There's 638,000 plans. And the father of the 401k, Ted Brenner, even admitted they're a scam. He doesn't endorse them anymore because of the ridiculous fees. You got to get away from those fees. Remember, every 1% fee, they take 30% of your retirement money. The average fund is 2.5%. 60% of the money is going to be gone when you're ready to retire. You don't need to do that. There's an alternative. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Seek out the alternative. Give yourself a break. philsgang.com. Sign up today.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. It's always about fees. That's right. It's always about fees. When you're investing in anything, it's about fees, but especially 401ks. Let me explain to you how you get screwed with a 401k. Nobody will tell you this. You'll be told with a $25,000 investment, your 401k will return 7%, and over 30 years, you'll retire with a nest egg of $226,000 with a fee of 0.5%. That is a lie. Do you know if you just bump it from 0.5% to 1.5%, that $226,000 drops to $160? With 2% fee, it drops to $123. But you know what most fees are? 3%. So you're going to drop almost below $100,000. Join my gang, philsgang.com, and get rid of that 401k. It is not for your benefit.
Isn't it time you reduce your fear of investing? Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, people make it too complicated. Wall Street tells you the market cap and the trailing PE and the forward PE and price to sales to confuse you. All you need to know is, does the stock have volume? What's that mean? Energy. What does that mean? If you have people buying a stock, enough of the stock's being bought, it influences the prices to go up. Join my gang, philsgang.com. We're using charting, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que St. Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're a teaching format, and boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated, but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. You're listening to The Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grandy. Be sure to check out the all-new Phil's Gang website at philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Go on, join the gang. The number is 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. And when you join the gang for $39.95, you get free for 4 weeks my, what we call MV2, color-coded technology chart. It's a beautiful chart for people who just don't want to do anything. They don't want to learn. They don't want to do nothing. They just want to make money. And that's what I designed it for. It's color-coded. Try it for 4 weeks. It's free. And then at the end of 4 weeks, I'm sure you're going to like it. If not, there's no obligation. So here's the number, 877-600-GANG. And now's the time to really get started because we are going to have a great market. Steve, how are you, Steve?
Yeah, hey, Phil. Thanks for taking my call. Love what you do.
Okay, marijuana stocks. I followed a couple marijuana stocks for a while. One was GWPH, forgot the name of it, and there was one more. Let's see, it was GWPH, and that stock is again that stock's starting to sell off right now. It's a good short, but you have CARA, right?
Right.
Yeah. Here's what about that stock. If you look at it, this stock dropped, as you know, about 84% from its high. Let me just double check and let me just make sure. Yeah, about 84%. Bring it back a year. And then she shot up here off its low around $4, back up to around $13. And that's up about, what is it? About 200%, my God. Yeah, but it still has a lot of, here's the problem. It still has a lot of overhang. In other words, if you take from, let's say, just go from 24, you go down to, let's say, $13. That's a lot of sellers in there you have to take out. So if, again, all this rally we've had since Trump was elected, okay, I think a lot of that we're going to lose a lot of it. But if this stock can stay right around and get support around 950 and hang in there around 950 in that area, I think that's where, if you can build the base off of that, and then I think you could have a good shot getting up to around $18.
Yeah, there's been a lot of volatility. I was wondering, in your general opinion on this sector in general, I wondered what your opinion was just in general.
Again, I'm a chartist. I just look at, when money's coming in, we're buying. When money's going out, we sell it. So I don't take long looks on the fundamentals of a chart. Like, what do I think Pepsi's going to be a year from now? I don't even know what I'm going to have for breakfast. But I learned one thing about stocks over 40 years. Like these guys on CNBC, when I play on the way in, they're just jibber jabbers. At the end of the day, it just really comes down to anticipating the move in the money. And if it's going to go up for a day or a year or 2 years, you'll know. If you have the right charts, you'll know. And you can stick with it for a year or 2 or 3. But you also know when she's, may have a good run. Like this had a very good run, okay? But you'll know when that run's over. We don't the problem is the big institutional buyers, they don't buy anymore like they used to in the old days, buy and hold. They used to find all these undervalued companies, and they'd go get them and hold on for, change management, hold on for 10, 15 years. Those days are gone. People don't realize most of the institutions, your J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and all the big boys, they're really in stocks. If they're in a stock more than 3 months, that's a long time for them. Because of technology, it's all changed. They sit there and lie to your face and make you think, oh, come on in and your 401k, you're going to invest and you hold it for a long time, you're going to make a lot of money. That's not true at all. Those days are over. These institutions are making so much money with computers. And that's all it is computer trading. So they, so they jack these computers up. They get good runs on, bam. Then they move it the other way, and that's why
I have your charts, Bill. I appreciate
and that's why I do charting. I try to teach charting because it's hard to get that across to people. They still believe, they want to believe they can find somebody, some broker somewhere, someone who's going to give them this great advice, and they're going to put their money with them, and they're going to do well. It just doesn't happen like that anymore. But again, as long as this is right now, it's showing green on my chart, and it's showing the money still going in it. So I would take some profits. Don't lose any money on it right now because, again, this Trump rally is going to pull back a little bit.
Okay, great, Phil. Keep it up, man.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, the thing, everybody has the wrong idea about stocks, and it's unfortunate. I'm just one little guy out here. I can't change your mind. I mean, when you look at J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs and BlackRock and T. Rowe Price and banking, all their advertising, and they show you on a beach, this woman on the beach with a husband, and they're with T. Rowe Price, and they've been with him for 10 years, and they're walking down the beach, and the sunset's going down, and the water's flashing, and everybody's happy, and, they make you think that this family put money with T. Rowe Price or any of these gangsters. And they're retiring. They're going to be very happy because of all this smart business that these companies do. That's a bunch of crap. It's not true. It's not what they do. They're a bunch of gangsters, okay? That's all Wall Street is, a bunch of gangsters. And their job is quite simple. Get your money. And if they can get your money into their pocket, all they do is make money on your money. That's it. That's simple. They don't make money based on the returns. It'd be nice if they got paid based on how much return. If I give them $100,000 of my money, wouldn't it be nice that I would get that I would only pay them on the amount of returns they gave me? I'd give them 60%. I'd give them 60 cents of every. I'd give them 75 cents of every dollar if they wanted to make that deal with me. I would. I said keep 75 cents, but you only get paid when you make me money. Oh, no. Because all they do is they get paid on that pile of money, and they send out their brokers and their people to befriend everybody. It's all about just bringing money in. And they all get paid. They don't get paid on performance. Now, let's get back to this rally we had. We're running out of time. Look, before this rally, see, nothing's changed. Before this rally, everybody understand, we had a stock market that went up 180%, and everybody was in bonds. Everybody said, just put me in bonds in 2008, 2009, 2010. I don't want to be in the stock market. I just want to hold on to my principal. Put me in bonds. I said to everybody, you're going to get your face ripped off. People didn't get it, and their brokers, their planners, should have had them in the stock market. But they don't care. They make more money on bonds. They're not going to argue with you. When a customer says to them, I just want to save my principal. I don't want to lose my principal. Put me in bonds. You think they're going to argue? They make more money on bonds. Look what happened to you, Teddy. You're getting your face ripped off. In 1 week, the yields went from 1.5 to 2.2. You're getting killed. It's all over this hype that's going on, what Trump is going to do in the future. Yes, the stock market looks in the future. And now you got all these morons coming over from Europe who see, anytime they see the yield on a 10-year treasury going up, that's like a big flag going up. It says, come to America. Our economy going forward is going to be fantastic. They start coming over here and they start buying. They can't buy stocks with euros. They buy their dollar. And then the dollar goes up. And then the stock market goes up. But wait a minute, the dollar's going up for the wrong reason. But nobody's taking a hold and using their head. Dollar's going up for the wrong reason, for God's sakes. Look, a dollar is an indicator that the economy's getting better. We don't know that yet. We don't know that. The dollar goes up when we have a good jobs number. We haven't had a 250,000 job number in how long? The dollar goes up if our trade deficit shrinks. Are you nuts? We got the dollar going up and our trade deficits are terrible. The dollar goes up when the companies have good earnings growth. If they have good earnings growth. Then forwards come over and they start buying stocks if there's good earnings growth. And the dollar goes up. We haven't got good earnings growth. We haven't got good trade deficits. We haven't got good job numbers. All the reason for a dollar to go up is not happening. So everybody's got to just chill out here. And just let this market come back a bit. And then when it comes back, we'll look for the best stocks. Look for the ones in construction. Look for the ones in defense. And I'll do that for you. Look at the ones that are going to work, that are going to go along with this inflation that's coming. Call now, 877-600-GANG. Get your free chart right now, 877-600-GANG.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, most people get involved with a 401k because of the employer match. They really believe that there's free money. There's no free money. It's a scam. Here's how it works. You ever notice that you can't get the money all at once? Why not? Why don't they just give you the match all at once? Why over 6 years? Because they know only 12% of the people who work for a company stay for 6 years or more. Only 12% are there for 6 years. That's why they plugged it to 6 years. They know you're not going to stay. So it's not for your benefit. It's for the benefit of the company. It's a scam. There's an alternative, though. Phil's Gang. Join my gang. philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market, you get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, I want to thank all my callers. And every Friday I'll be taking calls, help you with your stocks. So next Friday, again, remember to call in, and I'll be more than happy to help you. And if you make money, please remember St. Jude. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this. Listen to this.
These are stocks that are going to continue to work. Facebook is going to be, I think Facebook's vastly undervalued here. And so any chance I get to buy stocks like that on dips like we've got in Facebook, still a bigger dip than you've had out of Amazon, I jump on it.
Okay. If you're going to buy Facebook right now, it couldn't be at a worse time. Now, how do I make that assessment? Because I'm a chartist. I'm a technician. I know one thing about stocks. Stocks go up first only if the banks are going up. If bank stocks aren't going up, your stock, I don't care how good it is not going to go up. Or if it does go up, it's not going to go up for long. I also know this, that stocks will only travel 1/3 of its distance unless the whole entire stock market is going up, being pushed by the banks. That's how it works. The banks go up, it pushes up the S&P, and your stock goes up. An individual stock just can't go up on its own. If the bank stocks aren't going up, your stock's not going to go up. If it does, it's not going to last long. It's all about institutional money, what it's about. And with today's technology, there's no longer, I'm going to go and look for companies that are undervalued. I'm talking about BlackRock and all the rest of them. They don't go out and look for companies undervalued anymore. It's all algorithms. It's all the computers. It's all making quick trades. That's what it is. But they still create this illusion, this fake illusion that is still about, hey, you come to me, I'm your broker, we're going to take and manage your money, and we're going to put so much in bonds and so much here and so much there, and you're going to be fine, and we're going to diversify it. That's all crap. It's not true. None of it's true. It's not what they do. For heaven's sakes, then why do we have all the billions of dollars in technology? It's really simple. They set it up to make money. They don't care about value anymore. There's no such thing as value stocks, or those days are gone. It's all about price discovery. It's all about supply and demand. How many buyers we have compared to how many sellers, and it's not individuals. It's not. Don't believe that. You can't make a stock go up. I don't care how hard you try. An individual does not make stocks go up. I'm sorry to tell you. You could go buy $1 million worth of shares, say stocks in the market's not going to move. It's when the 401ks, the manager for the 401ks, the managers for the REITs, the managers for the pensions, the managers for insurance companies, the managers for the banks, the managers for endowments, when they buy, and they all buy together, and they're going to pick a stock. There's about 5 groups you look at. Very simple. 5 groups. Not hard. Not hard. You got your semiconductors, you got your healthcare, you got your builder stocks, you got your materials group. I mean, you've got about only there's really only about 4 groups you want to deal with, really. Okay, 4 groups, so easy to follow. Healthcare. You follow the symbol XLV. When that's going up and looking good, you go and check out the stocks in that group. Very simple. You look at utilities, XLU. When that XLU, this is an exchange-traded fund, goes up, you start looking for stocks to buy in that group. It's that simple. Or consumers. Okay, or pharmaceuticals, or rail. Okay, that's simple. So don't take this. When he says he knows about Facebook, I'm looking at Facebook right here. There's nobody buying it. He should have said, I think Facebook is now, okay, we're getting a wonderful opportunity, okay, because it's pulling back. But wait a minute, pulling back from where? This is a short. This stock has gone from $68 to $135. 98%. It's gone up 98%. Now it pulled back from $134, pulled back from $134 to $117. Are you? So it went up. What'd you say? 90%, 98%, almost 100%. It came back 12%, and boy, it's a big buy now.
These are stocks that are going to continue to work. Facebook is going to be, I think Facebook's vastly undervalued here. And so any chance I get to buy stocks like that on dips like we've got.
No, here's what he should say. If the institutions, if the 401ks, the managers of the 401ks, the managers of the REITs, the managers of the pension funds, when they come in and they start buying, I'm going to buy. And we have the technology to follow that. It'll turn green. And when it starts to turn green, and here's what you have to know. Right now, it was at around $133 is where the high was on Facebook. Now, and then it started to pull back. Until it gets above that, it's at 117 now. You got to wait till it gets above that 133. Until it gets above that 133, you shouldn't be buying it. because there's too many sellers between 117 and 133, and that's why it's red on my chart. It just drives me nuts, these guys. Now, these guys can hold onto stocks for a long time if they're wrong. Most individuals who buy stocks, they're buying 100 shares, 50 shares, 75 shares, 200 shares, maybe somebody's 500 shares. That's it. They can't hold. They can't hold. So the best thing to do is just, look, if you want to be in the market, you've got to have somebody that's working with you. It's your coach every day. I've been doing this for 40 years, for God's sakes. Look, it's you join the gang. Everything is archived. Every morning I have coffee talk with my students. At 9:30, the market opens. We have an open class. Everybody around the country watches. People email me with their stocks. I say, okay, we're going to buy this one, or we're not going to buy that one, or we're going to add, or whatever. We talk about the stocks together. Then the rest of the day, we have alerts. We have bonus stocks. But do you know we mostly stay with the same 5 stocks all year? People can't figure that out. You can make money on 5 stocks? Sure, you can. If you have Goldman Sachs, Intel, IBM, Caterpillar, Schlumberger, what do you mean? You can't make money on those 5 stocks over 12 months? What, you're going to go find the magic stock, the hot stock? All I want to know, I know that those are the 5 best stocks, one of the 5 best stocks in the country, and money's going in and money's going out. And when money goes in, we buy. And when money goes out, we sell. And we have the technology and the algorithms to find out. It's not that hard. But here's what you got to realize. It's all about technology. You got to have the tools. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG. But you also got to have somebody who cares. You got to have somebody who cares. This is a gang. We call it the gang. We've been calling it a gang for 15 years. I started this thing 15 years ago. And we work together. We're not going to always make the right decisions. We don't always make money. But we sure do better than anybody else. I can tell you that. And so all I ask is join the gang. Try it for 30 days. You get your free chart. We'll guide you on that chart, especially the MV2, which is designed for people who just don't want to do anything, who just want to make money. They don't want classes. They don't want to know nothing about stocks. They just want to know, can I buy? Is this stock going to go up? Can I buy it? And here's the thing we need to know. Be careful right now. Let this market pull back, and then we'll get some great stocks ready to go. And understand this. The best thing that Trump is going to do to move this economy is get rid of the regulations. Government regulations cost at least $8,000 per household. They reduce the national output by $1 trillion per year. Are you nuts? It's the biggest killer of jobs. There is nobody who put more regulations on than Obama. It's unbelievable. It's killed more jobs. At least we're going to get these regulations off. That's what's going to move the market. For the first time, you don't have to have a fake market. It doesn't have to be engineered to go up. It's finally going to go up for the real reasons. He shattered his previous record for pages of regulations and rules published. He shattered it. He produced 81,000 pages of regulations. What are you, nuts? Join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Get your free chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.